Scorpio. Welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your end of May reading. It's pretty much the scope between the Sagittarius Full Moon and the first few days of June. This moon is highly potent, especially around our own personal transformation and what we need to release. What is it that you need, Scorpio, to make the shifts that you need to make in your life? This full moon is activating some part of you, and it can be pretty deep. Some of it's more internal. Others of it's inspiring external action. So let's see what this full moon is activated within you, Scorpio. This is a little different than my typical reading. Be sure to tune in for my monthly or mid-monthly. They're a little bit more in-depth and full. This is just a brief touchdown on how this has impacted you and what you can expect leading up into the month of June. So you can make it a phenomenal month for you, all right? Clearing the way for the best alignment possible with the energies that you seek in your life, whatever that is. If you're looking for more peace, more happiness, greater fulfillment. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Scorpio today. And I feel a little weird, y'all. I got a new chair. It doesn't have arms, so I feel free. This full moon brought in a new chair, which has changed everything. I feel I have all this space now. I felt kind of confined in my little shell. Now I feel a little weird. Maybe you feel that way, Scorpio. Have you lost your shell? You know, do you feel a little vulnerable? I feel a little vulnerable over here, y'all. Let's see. It's not a bad thing. And thank you, Spirit. I think I totally just bypassed that. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading today. They're giving me the giggles. Spirit has an interesting way, right, of affecting us. I feel like I can move more. Ooh, compassion. Self-compassion, maybe compassion for another that you're dealing with, or compassion overall for the situation that you may be dealing with between now and the beginning of June. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Wow. Okay, Scorpio. So this moon, and you know what? 15 is the number up here. It breaks down to 6, which is universal love, unity consciousness, everyone coming together in the spirit of love. So in what ways are you supporting other people without judgment and holding the frequency of compassion? You have the opportunity to let source flow through you in all of your dealings with others, especially during this time frame between Thursday, which was the 26th, I believe. No, the 23rd, I think, was the full moon, and the first few days of June. All right, let's get into the tarot now. Look at this, y'all. Isn't this beautiful? I'm a huge crystal lover over here. I use them on my decks. But this, I got, why is it wanting to zoom in on me? This is an amethyst. I forgot that some of you who know crystals can tell me, but I forgot this is because it's striated. But you may see me hold it from time to time. It's just, you know, I had to have it. I went to a fair yesterday. I'm telling you, get out there. You never know what you're going to find, what spirit brings your way. All these different things. I love going to metaphysical shops. Isn't it the best? All of you who own shops, chime in. Or if you've got one you'd love to go to, I should start a list of those. They're just the best. They hold all of that magic frequency that we need to engage in community. So we have the Queen of Wands and Death. Boy, going through a big transformation. This is you right now. Scorpio energy, death. You could feel like a part of you is slowly receding and a new part of you is coming alive during this time period. And what's coming alive is whatever you had to cast away from your life, Scorpio. It's allowed a new you to emerge. The true you, the real you, the deeper you. Can you have compassion for the part of you that you've had to release recently? Especially around your own emancipation, your own independence, your own value and worth in this world. Nine of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands. A lot of feminine energy here coming through. Let's see. Softening. Something is softening or has softened you, Scorpio. This moon. You're navigating with a new currency of love, a new spirit, source energy speaking through you. Now, this is the overall general energy. Ooh, you're making some big decisions at this time. Judgment. It's a big card. It can indicate so many things. I don't want to call it until I see other cards come. But my first initial feeling off this, Scorpio, is you're deeply reflective at this time about the decisions that you've made in the past, about the decisions that were made for you. It's like you're weighing a lot out in your mind. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Your opportunity is to come out of some restrictive energy that makes you feel, I'm getting less than. There's something going on mentally. It's almost like you're wrestling with something. Spirit is signaling you need to have compassion. You may feel trapped in some ways. But this is the I read this morning that nothing, when it comes to thinking isn't going to solve thinking. It gives us this perception that the more we think about something, the more we'll understand it. But from what I'm gathering here, let's look at the challenge. Queen of Swords. Yeah, you were way up in your head, Scorpio. Way up in your head. Hidden truth. Seven of Swords. No wonder you're making some important decisions right now around what direction you want to go in. You might be at a crossroads here with this Judgment card. And the Seven of Cups is as you can see here, all these cups. This is a really, I'm getting to you could be, and Scorpionic energy is very much indicative of this. I understand this energy where you could be living inside of your imaginary world, your imagination right now, and you're imagining, that song Imagine, right? There's things that you want, there's things that you don't have, and it's the imagination, right? I think that's where our creativity can lie. When we imagine, we're actually calling in. It's sorcery, it's spell work. I think you may be doing that on some deep internal level as you process some situations mentally. You're imagining too your future life and what it is that you need to do now to make those shifts, to actually invest in yourself in new ways so you can actually navigate maybe some things that have happened to you recently that you didn't expect, that have now left you feeling a bit trapped, a bit hung up, and a bit tired. Five of Swords is an energy of I am tired, Spirit. This is they wanted me to put the Five of Swords with the Seven of Cups. It's almost as though you're defending some choices here in the near future. Maybe you're not everyone's going to agree with you. And you're kind of, I think you're kind of armoring up, ready to battle here, because you may be heading in directions that other people might be resisting for you or with you. Let's clarify these. Oh wow, now I'm gonna be moving, y'all. I'm gonna be twisting and turning here. All right. Ooh. You were begging the universe for a new beginning. You want to feel that fresh, fun, light energy. Something has caused you pain, Scorpio. It could be past pain, could be fresh pain. It's almost like you're trying to find an escape, a way out. Compassion's the only way. Ooh, yeah, you want a new beginning in when it comes to how you feel in your home life. Four of Wands, the Fool. Some of you are renewing a commitment or deepening a commitment or evaluating whether you want to remain in a commitment. Let's see. Wow, you got a lot on your mind, Scorpio. What's this judgment call you're making? This is the overall general energy between the time you find this and hopefully a little bit before June. I am doing our June readings in the next upcoming 7 days or so, so you will be getting a June reading after this. sometime on or around the beginning of June. So no fear. This is just a little, I want to get a little peek into the energies of June without really going deep into June. Yeah, the Seven of Cups is real, y'all. You're really having a hard time making decisions right now. It's almost as though they're really pointing at this snake here. We have bad energy too. This is a time period where you need to be gentle with the process. I do believe you're going through some sort of transformation, and if you make decisions preemptively, you could be doing it from a place of fear. Instead of, it's like when we're in a transition and we're not quite yet through the gauntlet of our own transformation because of some sort of ending that looked like it happened that caused pain. I don't know if this is self-evaluation or external evaluation. Let's see. Oh, this is about your work in the world. Oh, and who's with and who isn't. You could be working on building more community at this time, Scorpio. We have the Three of Cups, and look at that. I'm going to lean back. This is great. Ooh, 1111, power number. All right, y'all. Don't fear what you're going through right now. If you feel like the ground beneath you is a little shaky and you're not quite sure what direction you want to go into in your work life, I'm seeing that because we have the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles and this serious judgment call that you're making. You might feel as though in order to reach your goals in the future, you're going to need people. You're going to need people for that. Some of you are deciding who to exchange your energy with, and you're kind of going through a reevaluation around your friendship circle. Others of you, this is how you relate to the people at work. Who's a friend, who's a foe, who works with you, who isn't working with you. It's almost like you have to make decisions as a group. Here, I'm getting. It's almost like you I feel like you want to make a decision by yourself, but there's other people involved. Pain, challenges, restrictions. Something's really broken your heart. This is interesting because there's so much overlap between work, decision-making, and people that you call your people. Three of Cups is the people that you rely on, who you depend on in your life to make you feel more supported, more you. You may be calling on people in your life to support you through these challenges of what to do around your work. Bouncing off ideas. Should I do this? Should I do that? That's what this feels like. It may have less to do with your relationships at work and more of your relationships outside of work that support you in making work decisions. Yeah. Woo. That came out sideways. We're going to take that sideways. This Eight of Swords energy, yeah, you're going deep within. There's a lot of self-reflection going on right now, Scorpio, in your life. Because you're wrapping up a cycle where I don't think you realized it. Whatever you're letting go of, I don't think you realized that you were tired of it anyway. That's the thing. When things fall away from our lives, whatever resistance we have around letting that go, usually you get the signs before it happens, before it strikes. I mean, yes, tower moments are real and true when the unexpected occurs, but usually things break down before they break apart. And I do believe that something was breaking down in your world. You felt restricted and inhibited anyway. So whatever it is that's making you feel stuck, Spirit is saying that it's time to move a little bit more strategically through this time period. And most importantly, you need to go spend this is like, maybe you just need to go away for a couple days, like go out into nature and spend the night or whatever you need to do to decompress. It's almost like in order for you to get out of this feeling of, I don't know what to do. Whichever way I turn doesn't feel good, Jenna. Well, that's when we go within. That's our connection to source. That's where our unconditional reservoir lies, is within us. So yes, I see you bouncing off ideas and what should I do next with friends and family and talking it out. And then there's also this talking it out within you and reckoning with, whatever you're trying to grapple with, you do not want to be feeling stuck anymore. And you're kind of, there's some uncertainty on how to become unstuck. Yeah, this is about compassion. Compassion for self, mainly, is what I'm seeing here. What is the Queen of Swords here? This challenge, it's like, I don't know what decisions to make. I don't know which way to go. I'm trying to be practical and be logical. I see what you're trying to do here. This is weird. I have to lean forward. I can't lean back. Sorry, y'all. This is my first reading doing a new chair, so you're gonna have to just get used to this here. I gotta get myself situated. I feel very weird. Maybe you do too. Like, I almost have this feeling that you feel like a fish out of water, Scorpio, and you don't like it. You don't like it one bit. Something has put you off step here or off center. You're trying to get centered again. All right, I'm going to take these. They fell out. So clarifying the Queen of Swords, which is your challenge during this time period. This is usually what it is that we need to release. That's the challenge of this full moon, y'all. If you want to grow and expand, first you have to make important decisions, right? You have to come out of places where you repress or sabotage, right? And a lot of that comes down to what you think about things. It's your perspective, right? Which is all we have, is our own perspectives. And the challenge here is, what do you do as a result of all that? And what I'm seeing here is you're having a very strong, very deep conversation with yourself, with your inner being at this time. And you pulling back is so important for you right now. Reserving your energy, pausing, reflecting, resting. I see you kind of staring out, imagining, there's so much imagining going on. I really want to encourage you, if you're at a crossroads in your career, to sit and be playful and get into the part of your brain that can just be an idle. And that means doing like little menial things. Sometimes, literally, that's why some people like to do the dishes. It's like the whole chop wood, carry water mentality. Go about your day doing little things that make you feel productive, that aren't too taxing or heavier or burdensome for you, whatever that is. When I was going through a huge decision, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I want to do kind of vibe, I feel like you're kind of in that 1 foot in and 1 foot out of that kind of vibe right now. This is when I started to do connect. I started to do dot to dot. Some people color, whatever it is that puts you in a more peaceful, present state of mind, because that's where we make our best, healthiest decisions. Not from a place of fear and I can't, or I'm scared. More from I'm empowered. I know what to do now. I'm inspired. Your challenge right now is to directly communicate with the universe and to get inspired again about your path, and to drop whatever fear that you've been carrying around letting go of the old you, Scorpio. You're going through a massive transformation. I think that you're resisting a little bit of this, and I get it. Change is hard, especially for fixed signs. Oops, I wasn't in the right area. Sorry, I wasn't looking. Change is hard. You could be communicating with other people right now about what you've had to turn your back on, or what you were contemplating turning your back on, and it's scary. I think that in order for you to get clear, right, you are having to let go of something. And it's like, there's a part of you that's like, but I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. Well, some part of you must have, because I'm seeing here in your opportunity is that there was something you couldn't trust in your, this doesn't come about overnight, 8 of Swords and 7 of Swords. You're coming out of it. That's the thing. You don't see that. You're coming out of it. And you're at that very, almost that end, it's almost like when you reach the end of a marathon and you've got 1 more mile to go and you're like, I can't do this, universe. I just can't. I give up. Let me just quit. But there's a part of you that that if you quit, you'll really be disappointed. I don't think you're quitting this transformative work that you're doing. And it's very hard to surrender to the process. And I commend you for what you were trying to achieve right now. You're moving forward through this faster than you think. Let's see the hidden truth here with the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. Yeah. Another 7 of Pentacles. I knew that was going to come out. Yeah, this is about lightening up the energy, finding satisfaction in the day-to-day, taking a more playful attitude, summoning your willpower and your courage. You have seeds in the ground that have not fully sprouted yet, Scorpio. This is the thing. It's like, do you have faith along the way? And I think that you're summoning the courage to have faith on your path right now. As hard as that is, when we go through the walk through the unknown, as we're shedding old skin, you are transforming the work you do in the world, whatever that is. Something is really shifting. This feels like a deep internal process of you being more fulfilled and making judgment calls around how you express your talents and your skills. It's almost as though you're held back as a result of this shift, but you were held back anyway when you were where you were before. And I think you're starting to realize that. Wait a minute. I have an opportunity here to come up with new energy, be inspired creatively in new ways. It's like two things are going on at once. You're letting go of the old you, and you're also generating new desires and new inspirations at the same time. And some days you're kind of like, which is it? And you kind of get stuck when you're releasing, right? Which we all do. But Spirit is saying, turn your attention, Scorpio, not from the past and what you can't change anymore. That's done. You got to let that go. You can't change that now. It happened. It's over. Do you want to carry that with you? Now it's about, well, why did that happen to begin with? Because you couldn't freely be you with whatever you're doing out in the world. Not the true you. It was a part of you, yes. There's something really shifting in this is the thing, is like we ask Spirit, right? I want, greater satisfaction in my work, or I want more money. And then these circumstances conspire, right, for us to actually shift out of that. But you're like, but I didn't mean for that to happen. But see, it's when we're in the middle of it that we can't see the forest for the trees. But in hindsight, you will understand why all this happened the way it did. It's just when you're in it, you're just like, what gives? I didn't ask for this. Well, you kind of did, but unconsciously. See, that's the thing. When we call for energies to shift and things to get unstable, it gets us on the defense, and it makes us like get really nervous. But you wanted this change anyway, because where you were wasn't sustainable, especially in your work life. And now you're not trusting the new cycle. And I'm laughing because we all do this. We're like, I am so sick and tired of doing this day in and day out. And then when it's gone, you're like, oh my God, it was the best job in the world. And you're just like, but when you were in it, you were so sick of it. So remember what led to this. You becoming free. You being divinely inspired and growing in ways that you couldn't before. You have all of this potential lying before you. The hidden truth is you're going to make some decisions. You're going to take a stand. You're already invested in this. Like, you're already invested in the new. You're just having a difficult time stepping out fully. It's like you got one little toe back in the past. And, 90% of you is already moving forward. And that 5% of you, or 10% of you, let me do math here, is still hanging on. And the 90% of you is getting a little impatient with you over, when are you going to let that 10% go, Scorpio? You called this in. All right. Now, if this isn't about a work situation, it's about a shift maybe in your social network, the people that you turn to. It could be a shift in your friendships. It could be, I'm not seeing so much anything to do with love. This has more to do with the people that you want to work with, all right? If it has anything to do with anyone else, but I feel like you're going really deep here internally. This is more to do with you and you, if you want to talk about that relationship. That's what you're working with here. Having compassion, holding space. And you may even be, this may be more reflective and indicative of you being there for other people, Scorpio. A lot of you are there as counsel, as a sounding board for other people, and helping other people escape from their own restrictive energies and what they're going through, helping to support them as they walk boldly toward the unknown, right? So if this isn't resonating with you being on the receiving end of this type of energy, you may be the one holding space and strength and love, right? And support for someone else who's going through this, because you know what it feels like. All right. This is advice from Spirit. And then we're going to get into a magical spirit oracle message. Ooh, that one, those two, ooh, those three came out. All right, we're going to take them because I felt those were strong energies, which they are. I see now. All right, we're going to talk about this. First one that came out was the Knight of Wands. You're like, I need a freaking change. I want to feel excited. I want to feel passionate again. I'm disappointed. There's lethargy, there's disappointment, there's discontent, and it feels like you're stuck there, right? When we get into these energies where things aren't aligning the way we had hoped, this is when you drop in, right? And new dreams are born. And that's the thing. You don't see this, Scorpio. Maybe you do. Maybe this reading is going to remind you, oh, wait a minute. I'm inside of something. Doesn't feel good. But I think that what's happening because of this moon, Scorpio, you're going to actually align with their frequency around your own dreams. You've got a new dream being born, Scorpio, out of this. That's why you need to sit and self-reflect and really go into that pocket of energy that is creative. This is the time where you need to incubate so you can go back to the drawing board and create what it is that you want to create out in the world. Yes, sometimes it takes us going down into what we consider more negative energies, heavier energies, to see the light, right? And I think that that's what you're doing. Slowly but surely, you need to be practical and patient with the process, because a lot of people are going through this right now, where it's like this way station of being in between the old and the new. And it's uncomfortable because you're like, wait, my old life is gone. Like, I want it back. But your old life, I do believe you were being held back in some ways, especially around your work. And now you're like, oh, okay, well, all right. I just need to be patient with the process and be gentle and have compassion for myself. Or if you're holding space for another, and be patient. This is all about patience while the new dreams are born. You got new dreams. We always got new dreams. And this is about you actually, it's almost as though you're like a ship on the sea and the wind stopped blowing. And it's almost like Spirit sat you down and said, the wind's going to stop blowing. You might have even got a little warning that this was going to happen. And Spirit is going to let you know, okay, when the winds are going to pick up again. And in this time period, it's testing everything inside of you. Do you have trust? Do you have faith? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe the sun's going to shine? Do you believe the stars are going to come out again? So it's almost like when we go through these huge shifts, especially around our purpose, our missions, that wind stops blowing, I'll tell you what, kicks up a storm, because you're like, well, what if this and what if that? And should I do this or should I do that? And then you just start spiraling. So Spirit was like, what did you learn while the wind wasn't blowing? And I think that you're going to have a lot to say. This Eight of Wands. The challenge is I think that once that wind starts kicking up, you're going to be going in a new direction. And that direction is going to be fully aligned with where you wanted to be all along, Scorpio. Have faith on your path. I know I'm kind of speaking in very generalized terms, but I think you understand what I'm talking about, because Scorpios, you know this language very well. This is the Magical Spirit Oracle. Let's now pull a beautiful reminder. A great goddess. I told you I felt those feminine energies. All right, what is this? Wow, this is, wow. All right, I got to cover your boobies here. She's beautiful, but I got to cover them. Number 32, Transcendence, Divinity, Shakti. Yeah, we talk about Shakti a lot on this channel. Oh my God, I didn't mean to go so long with y'all, but Scorpio, is between you and Libra, the two of you, you guys always get me going. I start just going on all kinds of tangents, so I apologize. I meant for these to be under 25 minutes. All right, we're going to read this. I am empowered and awakened by the great goddess within. Okay, I can't show that too close again. Although her nips are covered. We'll just do that. The universal mother, queen of the cosmos, she who is and she who gives eternal life. But who can take it away? Wait, but who can also take it away? It's like when I told you, the winds just stopped. She who at will could create or demolish earth if provoked, destroying without hesitation all she has created. A supreme being of the most powerful feminine essence. Many have tried to travel her depths to the place of the soul, but many have failed to make it to the place so full of everything you can hardly fathom any of it. It is total light and total dark, the harmonization of the forces of good and evil, a place where it's understood that the universe is as it should be, that the evolution of our collective consciousness is right on cue. Notice the floating crystal path leading you to her soul. It is beautiful. I wonder if I can, I don't know if you can see that. It is beautiful but deadly, slippery, transparent. Interesting that I found the crystal. And movable. Observe the skeletons of those who fell, deemed unworthy, incapable of understanding the truth she offers. The price you pay is letting go of what you are comfortable knowing. Release the illusions that once brought you ignorant bliss. Only the soul who accepts her as she is can make it to ascension. The one who can accept both the beauty and ugliness within her. Only then will they have total transcendence of the soul, a higher awakening and activation of their power. There is potential for growth and prosperity if they can make it past their own limitations and worldly illusions. A peaceful valley is just beyond the barren desert. Pulling the Great Goddess card can be a sign that it's time to transcend your limitations and transmute them into power, Scorpio. Well, I just got goosebumps. Woo! You have the strength and intelligence it takes to do this, finding the harmony of both dark and light in your life, actualizing and honoring them both. You cannot have only one. This card has an energy of divinity. There is something you are resisting, blocking with fear and limiting with complacency. You're at a powerful point and the goddess strength is within you, Scorpio. Call upon her. This is the manifestation enhancer. The goddess has revelations to share with you. Connect with her by acknowledging both the light and dark in you and your life. You could not be whole without them. Your shadow self has much to teach you. Both are necessary for your evolution. Honor them for a moment with spiritual practices or journaling. Wow. The great goddess is speaking to you during this time, Scorpio. Connect with her. She's a powerful guide of light and dark. Sending you many blessings. Much love. Take care.